We're here to do some dashing. I'm hoping that we can at least take down 2 demon levels today. That would be, to me, a successful demon grinding session. We should have the time to pull that off. I've been intensively practicing the first demon level that we'll be going for today. I'm trying to remember, I think 18 to 100 and 73% from 0 on it in a practice run. So I'm hoping that I can, stitch those 2 together in a full, normal mode run from 0 and be able to take it down without too much issue. And I'm obviously, of course, hoping that my PC does not incur too many ridiculous lag spikes. And we'll see what happens. But in any case, we need to get right into it, don't we? I think we do. Hello, pals! I am JoeDan54, and we are back at it with Geometry Dash Demon Grinding. But first, we gotta open our daily chests, and we gotta start this macro. Inching closer to the 25,000 diamond mark, by the way. I've been alright. It's been quite the intense few weeks, for reasons I wish I could share, but maybe eventually I will be able to, but for now I gotta keep it under wraps, but eventually I should be able to share more. But yeah, hopefully there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Alright, let's get that smacro going. Okay, should be good to go. Alright. Let's get in there, boys. Do some Clubstep Nightmares. That is the level we are going for. I stopped playing it for like 5 minutes and then I can't do a triple spike. That's crazy. Wow, I did that part first try. Okay. That section is, like, nonsense. It took me a long time to learn. Oh, yeah, champions, yeah. I haven't really touched it myself. I haven't had the time, and the Pokédex roster that it has right now is not very good, in my opinion. Not to mention the severely limited held items. This ball part is really hard. And that part, up until today, I haven't been having trouble with. These 4 yellow orbs that you have to hit really late with the cube. It's not hard, I'm just having trouble with it for some reason today. And yes, that's a double input right there. Because it's a layered orb. And you gotta hit the one in the back. That's the click right there. That is such a choke point, that one click at the ball. Yeah, one of my friends is playing a little bit of Champions. She's using a Mega Glamora team. I don't know what I would use if I actually played Champions. With the current lineup of Pokemon, I don't know who I'd use. What was that? What the fuck, man? The game turned into a PowerPoint. When they add Metagross, I might consider downloading the game. That's my guy right there. Because here's the thing, the way that the meta is working right now, it's like, you know, it's wacky, is the way to describe it. It's unlike any other competitive meta we've ever seen, and to be quite honest, I feel like Champions is missing an opportunity to really capitalize on that. I feel like the game could really be thriving with, you know, active events. Where you have like crazy, you know, specific tournaments with specific rules. And you roll with those, you know? Where like, oh, for this tournament, you can only use this section of Pokemon. For this tournament that's happening this week, you can only use poison types. For this week, you can only use berries as your held items. And just have those be like a separate ladder or not a ladder at all. And have them be like timed tournaments where just it's complete chaos. And yeah, Mega Metagross with Tough Claws, Heavy Slam, and Psychic Fangs. Oh, baby. It did not seem like Terastallization was very kind to my to my favorite Pokemon of all time, but once he gets his Mega Stone back, hopefully he'll be right back on top. I can see why people are unhappy about the whole thing where you have to transfer it from ZA, but I personally think that's okay. Like, it's sort of been the way that things have rolled in the past. And to be quite honest, a lot of the reason that I'm frustrated with the franchise has to do with the inability to transfer Pokemon from other games into new Pokemon games. Like, that's at the centerpiece of a lot of my criticism of new Pokemon. So if they're gonna set the precedent of being able to transfer Pokemon into Champions, I think that's fine. all I'm hoping is that, like, when we get new Pokemon and champions, we get, like, a lot of new Pokemon and champions. With the amount that's in the series right now, they can't just drip feed, like, oh, you're getting one new Pokemon every 2 weeks. That's not gonna work. Okay, good run. And yeah, the way that they streamline EVs is also very nice. I'm a little mixed on the removal of IVs. I think there was definitely some, you know, some legitimate strats when it came to optimizing those, but I can see why they did it. I'm sure as hell not looking forward to having to deal with the limitations of the DV system in my Crystal playthrough. Damn. Connected runs, by the way. The DVs, of course, being the precursor to the IV system. And I'm gonna hopefully... I'm gonna want to get, you know, good DVs on the Pokemon I plan to use in Crystal's Battle Tower, which is an incredibly unforgiving battle facility. I don't know if you saw it, I highlighted it on my channel, but the fight that I had last night... Oh, fuck. I hate that hitbox. The fight I had last night... Oh yeah, box space is a huge problem too. Not to mention, unless they've changed it and updated it, it's formatted so that each row is 5 long instead of 6 long, so you can't even format teams of 6 together. Which, speaking of, there's also no 6v6 singles, which is a big turnoff for a lot of players. But yeah, I highlighted on my channel my fight against Lance last night in Crystal. Insane. That shit was cinema. It's stuff like that that's like, that's why I started streaming. So that moments like that can get immortalized. Oh my god, the fucking lag spike! Fuck this game, man. Lag spike right as I clicked, so it ate my input. Only RobTop is capable of such programming. That could have been a crazy run. That's the type of thing that could have killed my one attempt on 9 Circle X. Where I fluked the level from 6%. That happened because the game had mercy and didn't lag spike me at a critical point. But yeah, there are a lot of severe issues right now in Champions, and of course, what bugs me about this is it's very convenient for, you know, Game Freak and the Pokemon Company, etc. Because they get to hide behind Ilka and use them as a scapegoat. when I have a feeling that, much like Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, this game's shortcomings weren't really Ilka's fault entirely. What am I doing? I mean, I was getting ridiculous lag spikes there anyway. I think that was disorienting me. I need to click way earlier there, obviously. But yeah, and then, yeah, there have been some balance changes that are... Some of them are slight, but some of them are very, very significant. Of course, Dire Claw had its secondary effect changed to happen a lot less often, which I would say is a good change. I don't know if that move has any business activating or inflicting a status condition 50% of the time. And even then, with that nerf, maybe it's changed since then, if a YouTuber made a video, but last I checked, Sneasler is the most used Pokemon in Champions, even with the nerf. Let's go! For a good portion of that attempt, I wasn't even in the mindset of like, oh my god, I'm in normal mode and I'm getting far. And then I got to the ball part, I'm like, oh fuck, I need to lock in, That was so funny. Also, by the way, I exited to the main menu, re-entered, and the very next attempt I beat it. Look at this attempt 1 counter. You love to see that. Okay! Hell yeah. That was demon number 210. Very nice. It was an interesting video on such programming that talked about all of the interactions of Mega Soul. It was actually really cool. Like for one example, let's say Archaludon gets Mega Soul, uses Electro Shot even without rain. It doesn't have a 2 charge time now. I don't even remember how Electro Shot works. But yeah, it's interesting the way that they did that ability. And that's another thing, is I really wish that they got a little more creative with the Mega abilities. So many Megas just kept their base form's ability, which was something that I was concerned about from the moment we saw the Kalos Mega's abilities. Some of them I think were hits. Like, you know, Mega Golurk getting Unseen Fist was pretty awesome. Although Unseen Fist, of course, got hit with a ridiculous nerf, where it now only does 1/4 damage into Protect. It's still a very good ability, but like, wow, did that get nerfed in the ground. And people were complaining about Mega Victory Bell getting innards out. I think that's awesome. I love the fact that it gets innards out. That's such a good fitting ability for Mega Victory Bell. Like, I think some people need to realize not every single Mega and not every single Pokemon like that needs to have competitive viability. Some of them are just there to make a certain Pokemon a little stronger while also it being funny. Some Pokemon are just there to be funny. If every Mega was OP, none of them would be, you know? I think innards out Mega Victory Bell is awesome. I don't care what anybody says. Mega Skarmory not getting Tough Claws, though, is shocking to me. That felt like a no-brainer. But no, it got fucking Stalwart instead. which was certainly a choice. Basically, electric-type Solar Beam has the benefit like Solar Beam, but instead in the rain rather than sun. Mega Soul affects sun-based options. So why does Electroshot skip the timer if it only affects sun and not rain? Oh. Well, you said that if, like, Archaludon gets Mega Soul, how would it get that? Is it able to get that through, like, roleplay or something? Or, like, skill swap or something? I don't know. It could be a bug. That is strange, though. The most recent clip that I saw was a pretty interesting one, and it's one that I thought was pretty cool. It has to do with Mega Feraligatr, which of course becomes Water Dragon, gets Dragon Eyes for its ability, which I remember being one that people were clowning on a little bit because there wasn't a whole lot of options on paper that Feraligatr could really capitalize on. But somebody took advantage of the Paralysis nerf, where Paralysis, you can only get full parried 1 in 8 times now. So somebody intentionally Thunderwaved their own Mega Feraligatr so that the Feraligatr could then let a bunch of Dragon Eyes boosted Facades rip on their opponent. It was pretty awesome. Okay, so next demon level, Nemesis by Funny Game and Galzo. I've always wanted to beat this level. It was just really, really learny. Also, does this level have coins? It doesn't. Okay. I've always wanted to beat this level, but it's really learny, so I never got around to it. But now we're gonna get around to it. Oh god. Is that there's an invisible gravity portal, isn't there? Why would you do this, man? That's so fucking cringe! At least you can fall into it. I hate when people do that. Invisible gravity portal, but visible other portals. Do I need to click there? I don't. Apparently if a Mon with Mega Soul tries to use growth and take advantage of the double attack, special attack buff, it's bugged and just skips the action. What do you mean skips the action? Hmm? Oh god, yeah, this part. Oh god. I have to treat this pink like it's pink and just shapes and beats. This part is really cool conceptually. It's just a little hard to learn. Oh god, what am I doing? Oh god. Oh, I was a little too high. Oops. Oh, okay. So, once it's at the yellow, it's gonna fire next. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, those abilities, like, definitely are very strong. I mean, the obvious example is Aerolate. Aerolate was so good it had to be nerfed. Like, the fact that it turns them into a specific type, so then you get the stab bonus from that type, and then on top of that, they also give it an additional boost on top of the stab? Like, that's pretty wild. And giving that to a mon like Mega Salamence? Yeah. Okay. We need to learn this now. Okay, okay. Can't camp the floor or the ceiling. Okay, so I can okay. Gotta be wary of that fourth laser. Okay, okay, okay. Oy! Damn, okay. Too early, too early. Yeah, that's the thing, is like, well, here's the thing. Yes, there are a lot of other Pokemon that are stronger now. Consider this, though. Mega Salamence plus Tailwind, when it gets added, it's gonna be in a meta for the first time with dynamic speed. Mega Salamence was already that good before dynamic speed was a thing. Oh my god. Too early. Oh my god. Jesus. Okay. Seizure warning, I guess. Oh, that's a hard jump, Jesus. Okay. After that boss, it becomes really easy. Salamence gets insane coverage, yeah. Of course, it's... I don't know, how much this is going to shake up the meta, but Hidden Power is basically dead. You know, it hasn't been in the game for a while, and now they're killing off IVs, which is the way that you can manipulate what Hidden Power you get. So... Any Pokemon that used Hidden Power for coverage back in, you know, the Mega metas is not a thing anymore. So, you know, no more nasty plot Hidden Power Ice Raichu. Also, speaking of moves like that, I found out recently that, that Okay. I found out recently that Terrablast got banned from OU singles in Smogon. What? What is hitting me there? Oh. Okay. It's his big circle hand. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, the thing that activates Megastones in-game is called the Omni Ring, and they've said that other generational gimmicks are gonna be coming to the game eventually. So, like, that ring is gonna have the power of other stuff at some point. Okay. I think it was a matter of me not being low enough. I don't know if we're ever gonna see a meta where, like, you know, all 4 generational gimmicks, or perhaps all 5 once Winds and Waves come out, are like legal at once. I have my doubts. Especially because, like, how the hell are you gonna have, like... Imagine having, like, a Mega Pokemon that can also Dynamax or some shit. Or, like, Dynamax while Terastallizing or something. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Gotta go up. Yeah, no more return or frustration is also pretty big. Fuck. Yeah, good luck predicting everything exactly. I think it was specifically Terastallization plus Mega Evolution that some people were scared about. In particular, because of Mega Metagross, there was a calc that I've seen around floating around a fair bit. Terra Steel Mega Metagross with Heavy Slam. Oko's near max bulk Rillaboom. Damn. Nice. Oh god. That was way too early. Nice. Yeah, dedicated Mega Z-move user, Dynamax, and Terra all in a doubles format, yeah. Obviously, the solution to that is to bring back triple battles. That's obviously the solution here. Bring back triples. Oh my god! I thought I was super dead there. Nice. Good shit. That was like half of the level. Yeah, we're missing a lot of items. I'm pretty sure the only choice item that's in the game right now is Scarf. But like, you know, people are like, oh, it's fun because the meta is more wacky now. I'm like, this is another example of them not properly leaning into it being wacky enough. I want the crazy items in the game, too. Where's the blunder policy? You know? Oh, fuck. Ah! Oi! I was never too into rotation battles. But I mean, if we're bringing back triples, we might as well bring back those too. Also, Pokemon Champions, April Fool's event. Inverse battles. Huh? You log into Pokemon Champions on April Fool's Day. Totora, or whoever her name is, the cute, like, receptionist lady with the big forehead. She greets you and she looks really concerned. She's like, the matchups today don't make sense. Can you investigate that for me? You go in and it's an inverse battle format. Adrenaline Orb, yeah. I don't even think Loaded Dice is in the game. Bring that back. That was like the one new held item from Gen 9 that I thought was actually cool and not lame like the Covert Cloak or the Clear Amulet. Oh my god, I bumped my head! Ah! This part is so silly. Oh, fuck. Every Pokemon for a day become baby Pokemon for a day, so it's all Little Cup. I mean, just in general, I would like to see more not fully evolved Pokemon in the game. And for there to be, you know, specific ladders for using those would be nice. And I'm not just talking about, like, you know, Porygon 2 and Dusclops. Oh, fuck. Never ready for the slashes. Assault Vest, that's another one we're missing. There it is. Nice. I also want the status orbs back. Toxic Orb and Flame Orb. That would be very nice. I assume, like, whenever they add Ursaluna to the game, they're gonna be adding, you know, Flame Orb and Toxic Orb. Guts is one of my favorite abilities in the game. Ah! Yeah, abilities that require statuses without access to the items that can do that for them, they basically don't have an ability. Their ability basically serves as a deterrent to anybody that wants to use Thunder Wave against them. Yeah, I love Guts. Especially as somebody super into Nuzlocking. I love Guts as an ability. Nice! Because in a Nuzlocke, you don't have to use like a Flame Orb or a Toxic Orb or anything like that. You can just fight a wild Pokemon, wait for them to burn you, end the fight, heal your HP up, keep the burn on, and then throw another item on. So like, you know, you could have, say, like a Guts Conkeldurr. You burn it on a wild Pokemon, you burn it from a wild Pokemon before a really tough fight, and then you give it a Choice Band on top of that. And it just becomes a delete button. Mega Aggron buff. Are you talking about Iron Defense plus Body Press? That's my goat right there. And also it gets Heavy Slam. Although, what's really funny about it getting Heavy Slam is that base form Aggron can deal more damage with Heavy Slam than Mega Aggron, because base form Aggron gets Heavy Metal as an ability. I remember there was a specific Pokemon where regular Aggron with Heavy Metal had a guaranteed kill on it with Heavy Slam, and Mega Aggron didn't. I don't remember which mon it was, but yeah, can't outstall the wall. When you get to it and you can't go through it and you can't knock it down, you know you found the wall. Okay, those were the 2 demons that I wanted to beat today. Because the thing is, next time around, we're going to be doing something a little different from our usual demon grinding. I haven't done this in about 3 years. We're going to be doing gauntlet grinding again. Because my next demon level is going to be Extinction by Heian. I just generally think Iron Defense plus Body Press is a cool strat, because it's like, you know, it's not really overpowered, at least on paper, because you could just have, like, you could have a special attacker take him down, because the Iron Defenses aren't going to protect you against that. And, you know, Body Press doesn't have ridiculously high base power. It usually requires some setup. And so, like, it's balanced, but it can also be very powerful. And it can make certain Pokemon that you wouldn't expect to be good, to be really good. There was the whole success story of how, you know, for a while Zamazenta ended up being more powerful than Zacian because of Body Press. And more recently, Komodo having Iron Defense and Stab Body Press. Even though it's not really known for being a physical tank, Iron Defense plus Stab Body Press actually made it a threat. Alright, so Extinction by Heian is going to be the next demon level. It's also going to be the next level in... It's going to be the next gauntlet level that I go after. I haven't gone after gauntlet levels in a long time. Not since basically the summer of 2023 have I touched gauntlets. The last one, as you can see, was the Monster Gauntlet, which was a very good gauntlet, by the way. Friend Guard Mausold with After You to basically make him go first. He gets to be 25% tankier on top of having Mausold. That's awesome. See, for me, at the very least, if I was thinking of doing something like that, I would probably go for, instead of After You, I'd go for Follow Me. And it probably would not work very well, but I love Follow Me strats, so I would try it anyway. Oh, hello, Key. Shit. Oh, back at it again with Gauntlet key routes. I see. Oh, bones. The skeleton appears. I think this level's in the GDDP as well. Hold on. Okay. Excuse me, what the hell is that skull doing? Is that just decoration, or do I need to collect that somehow? I jumped into the spider. I did it again. Oops. Holy. Oops. Is there any merit to going down there? No, okay. That seemed like a potential coin route for me, but I'm glad it's not, because it didn't seem like it would have made sense if it was. Oh! What did I see up there? What is that? Is that anything at all? We have to see. No, okay. Yeah, taunt is good. He had follow me as well. Very nice. Yeah. I couldn't remember if Mousehold got follow me. Whoa, 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 whoa. I saw a key. Are there D-blocks there? There are. Okay, thank God. Makes going for that key a lot less treacherous. Hello. Coin? Okay. Oh. Speed changer's tripping me up. Part of me wanted Mega Greninja to have pre-nerf Protean. Some sort of special version of Protean. That was how it worked in Gen 6. Electrodynamics? Is that you? Electrodynamics. That's what I'm playing right now. I completely forget what Mat Block does. Something that I think is really cool, by the way, Greninja being brought up reminded me of this, is the limited item pool is causing people to do really crazy shit with Fling. And I think that's cool as hell. I think Fling is... What? How the fuck do you get that coin? Excuse me? Oh, wait a minute. Those are fake spikes. You son of a bitch. Okay. You can Protean a type and then a Mega. Yeah, you'd have to delay the Mega, but yeah. And that's also another thing, is it's interesting seeing strategies where people could potentially delay their Mega. And that also makes me wonder, because a lot of people wanted Mega Drampa to have Drizzle, myself included. It doesn't. It just has Berserk like its base form. Let's say you delay the Mega. You get knocked into Berserk. You get the special attack boost. You Mega the next turn. You re-obtain Berserk. Do you get another special attack boost? Because if so, then I see the vision. Otherwise, it getting Berserk is lame as fuck. Okay, so it's a first turn only protect that only protects against attacking moves, but protects Greninja and its ally. Okay, interesting. So it's basically, it's like King's Shield, but you can only use it on the first turn it's out, and it doesn't have the attack drop when something hits into it with contact. Well, I found all 3 coins, so that's nice. Didn't even have to look up a video. Oh my god. Oh yeah, I've seen some Mega Crabominable, some strats with it where, I think it also gets Anger Point in its base form. So somebody will intentionally, like, Frost Breath their Mega Crabominable to get +6 attack before they Mega, and then they Mega, gain Iron Fist, and then all of a sudden, Trick Room isn't really necessary when you have +6 attack and Mach Punch. Weather Wars is also interesting because, you know, they changed the way in which Megas work in terms of when they happen in a turn, where now they happen before switches. Which is very interesting to me. Because basically the only effect that has is on basically switching up the turn order of abilities that activate upon them appearing on the battlefield. AKA Weather Wars. And possibly also Terrain Wars if we get the Surge abilities back in the game with the Tapus and Rillaboom, etc. Yeah, Anger Point as setup is pretty fire. I've seen people theory crafting with it. The fact that I haven't seen a whole lot of people hitting clips with it, though, means that I don't know if it's super viable, but it's definitely worth a shot. Especially because it resists Frost Breath. So you can definitely rip a fat critty into it, and it'll be totally fine. And then, yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure it gets Mach Punch. Once you're at +6 attack, does Mach Punch's low power really matter that much? At +6, that Mach Punch is hitting harder than a close combat. Yeah, Aurora Veil as well, yeah. Oh, fuck. That was a dangerous way to die there. Because of the spike hitbox being so small. Yeah, it is bulky. Most Trick Room attackers are bulky. At least to some extent. There's not a whole lot of benefit to using a glass cannon if said glass cannon is also slow. Between attack, speed, and defense, you want 2 out of those 3. and you usually can't get 3. If a Pokemon has 1, it's usually not worth using, because there are a lot of Pokemon that have 2. And then there's Mega Rayquaza, which has all 3. I would assume at some point Mega Rayquaza will return in full force. And they'll probably be adding the primals along with him. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Oops. But yeah, some of the Mega abilities definitely were disappointing to me. It gets Mach Punch, doesn't it? Which, of course, will get boosted by Iron Fist as well. Unless they remove that from his Champion's moveset. But I know he gets Mach Punch in other games. Yeah, it's just the way in which we found out about Piercing Drill was kind of funny, because we found out about Piercing Drill and what exactly it does before we found out about the Unseen Fist nerf. So everybody just thought it was a nerfed version of Unseen Fist, when in reality, it's just Unseen Fist, and Unseen Fist also got that nerf. Are ghost types prevalent? I know there's Gengar. What other ones are there that you see a lot in the meta? Speaking of ghost types, easily the biggest disappointment in terms of mega ability. Chandelure. I am so fucking sad That Mega Chandelure doesn't get Shadow Tag. I forgot Basque Legion was in the game. Yeah, I guess you would need something else to answer against the ghost type, so having a Sucker Punch user would definitely be good. I can't believe it got Infiltrator. Chandelure might be the most robbed Pokemon of all time. Bro had Shadow Tag as his hidden ability in Gen 5. And that never got legitimately distributed. Then they changed its hidden ability in Gen 6. And then it gets a Mega Evolution, which could finally be an opportunity for it to redeem itself and get that ability back. And they said, no, screw you. You keep one of your base form abilities. It's so cringe, man. Yeah, I heard about that. No, Chandelure never got Shadow Tag at all. It was never legitimately available. So we never got to see the power of Shadow Tag Chandelure, at least in a vanilla game. And so, like, yeah, we never got to see the power of Shadow Tag Chandelure. Some ROM hacks give it to him, but other than that, it's never available. Yeah. It got super robbed. It makes me wonder what kind of nonsense they're gonna give Megastar Raptor for its ability. Of course, that was too early. As far as I am aware, Shadow Tag was never possible for Chandelure through any legitimate means. Otherwise, you probably would have seen it. What's funny to me is they probably were just gonna default to giving Delphox its hidden ability, just like they did with the other Kalos Megas. And then they stopped to think for a moment. They're like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Delphox's hidden ability is Magician, and you need to hold an item to Mega Evolve. Beautiful. Oh. Path of Ice reached. I completely forgot about quests. I'm an idiot. Nice fluke, by the way. Oh, that's okay. I didn't forget to refresh the quests. We're fine. Okay. Oh, good. It didn't load. Buried Angel. Yeah, the Delphox thing is interesting. They gave it Levitate, which honestly is not the worst choice. It obviously covers one of, you know, Delphox's weaknesses. It can, you know, and, you know, obviously you can then, yeah, you can set up gravity to allow it to still be used with Psychic Terrain. But Mega Delphox, if you choose not to set up gravity, you can still use it a different way where it's still a strong, you know, special attacker that can be used alongside an Earthquake user. So that's nice. And it's probably also got some uses in, you know, fan formats, which is the only way where you can use Mega Delphox in 6v6 singles. Because it having Levitate means that it's not hit by spikes. So, well, actually, that only matters if you Mega Evolve and then switch out, because of course it doesn't have that in its base form. But you know what I mean. I'm grasping a little to try and find use cases for it, because it's not the best choice, but it's not the worst either. I personally would have given it Magic Guard. I thought Magic Guard would have been the choice for Mega Delphox. Maybe that would have been a little too broken, though, because I remember people being a little concerned about Mega Delphox's size span potential. But, you know, it can still reach that potential with just a simple setup of gravity. So, you know, it's certainly going to be a bit of a monster whenever terrain setters get added, because right now, there's no Pokemon in Champions that can set up terrain with an ability. There's no Rillaboom, there's no Indeedee, there's no Tapus, there's nothing like that. Hell, I don't even think there's any legendary Pokemon in general in Champions, which, for a first wave of Pokemon, is probably the right choice. Yeah, you still have to deal with Rock Slide, which is a move that, despite Ironhead getting its flinch chance nerfed, Rock Slide did not get its flinch chance nerfed. Which is a little interesting, because there have been a lot of games at pretty much every level, especially in doubles, that have been decided by Rock Slide flinches. So, you'd think that they would target that over Ironhead. Mega Delphox Speed Boost, that would be very strange. My thought is, to the Rock Slide lovers out there, here's my compromise, okay? The flinch chance gets nerfed by 5 or 10%, but Rock Slide can hit targets that are flying in the air. How about that? Rock Slide gets the thunder effect, where it can hit targets that fly. I think that's a fair trade-off. Your secondary effect that, frankly, you shouldn't be using the move for in the first place gets nerfed. But now if a Pokemon uses Fly or Bounce or anything like that, you can still hit them. Those moves aren't very common in competitive, but in general, I think that would still be nice. And yes, Zygarde is going to be a menace. However, I've thought about this myself a lot. And if I'm not mistaken, Zygarde can only Mega Evolve once it's in complete form. If it's not in its complete form, it can't Mega Evolve. And you can only get into complete form after it's lost like half of its health. So, I think it's kind of balanced in that way. Zygarde will come out in its 50% form with Power Construct, which also means, by the way, it doesn't have Aura Break, meaning that Mega Floette is still a hard counter to it. It has to be knocked below half in order to even Mega Evolve in the first place. Once it does, it has, like, the highest special attack stat in the game, obviously. And, you know, it has Nihil Light, which is a ridiculously busted move. But I don't even think it can use Nihil Light unless it's Mega Evolved. So I think that Mega, obviously it's going to be a high skill Mega. So I think it actually could be balanced. I think it would probably be pretty strong once people find strats for it to knock it into certain HP ranges. But then, at that point, it becomes predictable. It becomes predictable. I guess it's a question of, like, do you Mega Evolve immediately upon being knocked into 50% and gaining complete? Or can you only Mega Evolve the turn after? Because if you can predict, oh, I'm going to be knocked into 50% on this turn, and then be able to Mega Evolve immediately afterwards, I'm going to click the move that turns into Nihil Light, then yeah, it's going to be busted as all hell. But if it's only the turn after, it's probably going to be fine. And there are going to be plenty of Megas in the game, and other just strong Pokemon in general, that could easily check it. Mega Floette, like I said. Because if it has Power Construct, it doesn't have Aura Break. So, I think at most it'll be powerful, but not busted. And yeah, a lot of other Pokemon are gonna check it pretty easily. I don't know if it gets Substitute. That feels like one of those moves where they could definitely limit the distribution of it as they so choose. Because a Pokemon's moveset in other games is not necessarily its moveset in Champions. So, yeah. I don't know what Pokemon I would be the most scared of seeing get added to Champions is. I think one of the biggest nukes that they could drop on Pokemon Champions right now is adding the Forces of Nature. When they add, you know, Thundurus, Tornadus, and Landorus, everything's gonna change. And Enamorus also is a Pokemon that exists, I guess. Sorry, Enamorus. So that's gonna be a little wild. In any case, 3 demons done today. Next next stream I will be, next Geometry Dash stream, we're going to be back to the featured tab. Next stream in general is going to be this Friday night. I'm going to be playing more Pokemon Crystal, and we're going to be starting our post-game journey in Pokemon Crystal. And because I am in Virtual Console in Pokemon Crystal, that means I can get Celebi now. So we're going to be getting Celebi next time I stream Pokemon Crystal. It's going to be pretty awesome. And then we're going to be exploring Kanto. That will be Friday night. The next time I stream this will be Sunday night. And like I said, featured tab. And eventually we're going to get to the point where the next gauntlet level is not going to be a demon level. And at that point, we're going to be back to gauntlet grinding. Just like we were 3 years ago. It's like we never left. Alright, in any case though, that is all I have for you today. Yeah, at substitute viability, like, it depends on how fast it is, I guess. Because, like, if you're slow, you know, then it doesn't really matter if you have substitute if you're 4 times weak to a Weavile, you know? So, yeah, there's a lot to consider. And then all of a sudden at that point, you know, you're dedicating so much of your moveset on your Zygarde to surviving hits so that you can be safely knocked into a range where you can Mega Evolve, that all of a sudden, you don't have a lot of attacking moves. So, there's also the concern there for anybody considering Mega Zygarde. Are you going to soft reset for Shiny Celebi? No. No, I'm not. I don't really care for Shinies. Which is why I also didn't soft reset when getting the odd egg in Crystal either. That said, Shinies do seem to care for me. Because I found out of nowhere a full-odd Shiny Weedle. So, you know, worked out for me. And of course, that's the game with the red Gyarados. Alright. 32,487 is the battle count that we're at now on the Smackro. Not bad. We'll be continuing that next time I stream. But yeah, that is all for me today. And I will see you next time. I'm glad I was able to beat Clubstep Nightmares relatively quickly. Was able to learn and complete Nemesis, and also took out Extinction. My next demon that I'll be going after will be the one that you just saw in the, what was it, the Doom Gauntlet or the Death Gauntlet or whatever? What the hell is it called? There's so many gauntlets in the game now, by the way. There's way more than there were when I was first gauntlet grinding. Buried Angel in the Doom Gauntlet, that's what it is. There's the Doom Gauntlet, there's also the Death Gauntlet. Yeah, Rage Powder is another thing for sure. But again, if you're using Rage Powder on your ally, then you're not intentionally knocking it into a certain range with your ally on that turn. But in triple battles, you could do both at the same time. Alright, that's all I have for you today. You have a good night as well. Keep looking forward, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.